You ever do something so stupid you can't even believe you got away with it? Yeah, that was me at 15 years old, trying to sneak out of my house. Things went so badly, I'm pretty sure my neighbors still tell stories about what almost happened. Buckle up, because you're about to hear one of the dumbest adventures of my life. Bro, I'm about to do something crazy! I'm sneaking out tonight, no joke!
Bro, are you serious? You're about to get caught in 5 seconds, lol.
Nah, I got this. I've watched enough YouTube to be a ninja. Watch me.
Yeah, right. You're gonna trip over your own shoelaces, I swear.
Not even. I've got a plan. Just watch.
What are you even trying? What's the point? Just to get caught?
So, I'm 15, bored out of my mind. Parents are nagging me about homework, chores, and not doing anything fun. So, I thought, hey, what if I sneak out tonight? Make a little adventure. No big deal, right? Night falls. It's about midnight. I feel like a spy on a secret mission. I sneak into the hallway, careful not to wake my little sister who's asleep like a rock. I tiptoe past my parents' door, holding my breath. So far, so good. First challenge, the door. I slowly open it, veins pounding, trying not to creak the hinges. I step outside. The yard is darker than my future if I get caught. Now the fence. It's taller than I expected, more like a medieval castle wall. I take a deep breath, climb, and almost reach the top. Until of cause, my shirt gets caught on a rusty nail. Alright, so there I was, hanging from my neighbor's fence like an abandoned sock on laundry day. My shirt was snagged on a rusty nail, my leg was dangling on the wrong side, and for some reason my left shoe had decided to stay loyal to the garden behind me. This was not the glamorous, heroic escape I had imagined. No. In my mind, I would have slipped out of my bedroom window like a ninja, sprinted across the garden with the style of an Olympic athlete, and leapt over the fence like a heavily caffeinated gazelle. But reality said, buddy, let's keep things realistic. So instead, I was stuck, paralyzed, frozen like a terrified squirrel on a trampoline. And that was exactly when the neighbor's motion-activated garden gnome started talking. Yes, a talking garden gnome. It lit up with glowing blue eyes and shouted,
"Intruder detected!"
in a voice that sounded like a toaster yelling through a megaphone. I panicked. I tried to wiggle off the fence, but the nail grabbed my shirt like it had abandonment issues. The gnome kept yelling,
"Intruder! Alert! Alert! You are not a cat!"
which, honestly, felt unnecessary. Suddenly, all the garden lights turned on, illuminating me like I was the main performer in a very embarrassing one-man circus. I knew I had about 3 seconds before the entire neighborhood woke up. So I inhaled, exhaled, said a silent prayer to literally any god listening, and ripped myself free from the fence. My shirt tore. My dignity tore. Probably a small part of my soul tore. But I landed, right in the bush. A very spiky one. I shot out of the bush like toast out of a toaster and staggered onto the sidewalk, still half covered in leaves, dirt, and possibly a confused ladybug. But I couldn't stop now, not when the mission had only just begun. I looked down the quiet street, lit only by a few street lamps, and the distant orange glow of someone definitely burning something they shouldn't. My destination? My best friend's house. I took a deep breath, inhaled, straightened my ripped shirt, and started walking with heroic determination. For about 4 seconds. Because that's when the sprinklers turned on. All of them. Every lawn on the street suddenly burst into life, like the neighborhood decided to cosplay Niagara Falls. A cold, high-pressure jet of water blasted me right in the face, forcing me to sprint down the sidewalk like a screaming wet cat. I dodged one sprinkler, then another, then one that shot water so fast it could probably pierce steel. I slipped, skidded, spun like a confused figure skater, and landed flat on my back. And that's when I heard it. A deep, slow growl. I turned my head. There, standing majestically in the light, was Mrs. Patterson's dog, a white, fluffy Pomeranian. Now listen, I know Pomeranians are supposed to be cute, adorable, little walking cotton balls, but not this one. This one had the soul of a Viking warrior. This one had seen things. This one had absolutely chosen violence. It stared at me like it was calculating which limb it wanted to remove from my body first. I whispered, "Nice dog. Good dog." The Pomeranian's eyes narrowed. They growled again, louder this time. And then it charged. I screamed. I ran. I sprinted down the street in total panic, hearing its tiny paws slapping the concrete behind me like furious maracas. At one point, it leapt and bit the back of my shorts. I swear I felt my life flash before my eyes. Memories, regrets, snacks I never got to eat. I ran faster than any child should legally be allowed to run. Eventually, the dog gave up. probably because it realized it had better things to do, like terrorize someone else's childhood. Panting, sweating, partially traumatized, I finally reached the corner of my street, halfway there. I wiped sweat from my forehead and hit something hard. A lamppost, a metal one. My face made a sound like a pancake landing on a countertop. I staggered backward, dizzy, confused, questioning every life choice I had ever made. But I pushed forward. I limped down the road, trying to look cool and stealthy, but instead looking like a penguin recovering from a trampoline accident. As I neared my friend's house, something strange happened. I heard music. Loud music. Suspiciously loud music. Was he having a party? At midnight? Without me? I stepped closer and realized, no, it wasn't a party. It was him, dancing, alone, in his living room, in the dark, wearing sunglasses, to a song that sounded like a refrigerator having a breakdown. I sighed. This was the friend I risked my life for. This was the person I tore my shirt, got chased by a dog, fought with a fence, and nearly drowned in sprinklers for. I knocked on the window dramatically. He jumped like he had been shot with a tranquilizer dart and crashed into a lamp. He scrambled to the window, shoved it open, and whispered loudly,
Dude, what happened to you? You look like you got mugged by nature.
I climbed through the window with all the grace of a potato rolling off a table. He stared at me. I stared at him. And then I said the words every best friend deserves to hear. Bro, you're not going to believe the night I've had. He grinned.
Good, because I've got snacks.
And just like that, everything was worth it. And if you actually made it all the way through this ridiculous adventure, first of all, congratulations. You now officially know more about my childhood trauma than my family does. But hey, before you run off into the night like I tried to do, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which part of my journey broke your brain the most. Was it the fence, the sprinklers, the Viking Pomeranian, or the part where my best friend was dancing alone in sunglasses at midnight? Let me know. I read everything, and your comments basically fuel my entire existence. Alright, see you in the next story. And hopefully next time, I'll manage to escape my house without being attacked by household gardening equipment.